Hi, thanks for joining me today. Are you finding step-family life really tough? Much tougher than you ever thought it would be? Are you stuck? Is it something that you thought you should know what you were getting into, and people tell you that, but actually it's much worse than you ever thought it was going to be? I post once a week, so subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, and I'll let you know every time I post. So you're in your step family and people are saying you knew what you were getting into. And even if people aren't saying that to you, you think you should have known what you were getting into. But so often, step family life, when you're in, is so much harder than you ever expected it to be. You can feel really stuck. So what can you do about it? Well, one of the things to look after is yourself, because this is your life. You've chosen to enter this step family. Then you find yourself having to make compromises that are too big an ask, or that make you really sad or really unhappy, that your expectations just are nowhere near being made. It is hard. I'm not going to sit here and say it's not. It really, really is hard. And this is your life. This is your married life. So the number one thing to do is to make your life happy as it can be, as manageable. What does that mean? Well, it could mean a divorce. You may not want to stay in it. It could mean settling for a life that you hadn't signed up for, but that you can make work for yourself. And it could mean making decisions about the life you're in to make the family life as manageable as possible. I just want to refer to a letter I received and I published in my booklet, Stepchildren's Difficult Behaviour. Looking back, I think it's very easy to go into a step family with a set of assumptions about what family life would be like, a kind of Sound of Music dream. I don't know what flicked the switch in my mind, but one day I decided I was going to prioritise my self-care. I made a conscious effort to eat well, exercise, spend my time doing things I want to do rather than what I felt I should or had to do. This has transformed my experience. I now have little problem in having the honest and open relationships I craved. It's different to how I imagined it, but that doesn't matter anymore. The thing is to sort your own life out so you can live the life that's acceptable to you. It might still mean lots of compromises. But all I'll say to you about that is that compromise is everywhere in life. Even if you didn't have a step family and didn't have stepchildren, you would still be making huge compromises in life. So set about sorting out how you can manage this to best effect. There's another mantra that may be worth mentioning here. It is often called the Serenity Prayer. Serenity is about knowing the things that you cannot change and having the courage to change the things that you can, and having the wisdom to know the difference. Now, what can all that mean in practice? In a step family, that may mean that you live a more independent life of the family than you would if the family all belonged to you. That you allow your husband or your wife to have time alone with his children or her children and their family of origin. That you set house rules for the things that are really important to keep secure for you. But that you look at those house rules and make sure that it isn't just something that you're getting irritated about, but really it may be something you'd be better to compromise on. For example, there was a stepmother once who had a new kitchen installed, and she was so proud of the kitchen. She wanted the kitchen to be kept immaculately. But the stepchildren bashed it about. They didn't care. They weren't rough, but they just weren't keeping to her standards. They fell out about this, and she regrets it now, because now they don't see their adult stepchildren, and her husband doesn't see them either, and that makes them sad. So you've got to be prepared to give more than you ever thought you could. But at the same time, you need to get the balance of making sure that you can live your life and that's going to be okay. It's an okay life. So it's about keeping that balance and having good times, but also knowing that this is the situation that you are in, and to make the best of it. We run workshops, sessions, an email response service, and I write booklets. You can find links to our social media and website in the description box below.